Hey, welcome back. We're going to do a quick video tonight. I was sitting around thinking about programming and LINQ and various other things tonight, Entity Framework, and as I work on this Learning C# series, and I started thinking about what is the biggest gotcha that people run into with LINQ. And it dawned on me that it was deferred execution and the lack of understanding that people seem to have with deferred execution. So I got a really simple example here to show you to explain what that means. And what does it mean? Well, any query that you run against any enumerable object is not run until you iterate through it, unless you explicitly tell the compiler to run that query at a given moment in time. Now, don't worry if I lost you in the weeds with that statement. I'm not always the clearest when I speak things, so I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. And this little bitty example points out the biggest problem, if you will, with LINQ and people's understanding of LINQ. And so here we go. We've got two numbers, 5 and 10. We put them in a list of numbers, and we're going to query from them their values multiplied by 10. So we expect to get 50 and 100. And then we're going to output to the console 50 and 100. And then we're going to clear their source list, and then we're going to output to the console 50 and 100. Now you would think that if it runs initially, we would see 50 pipe 100, 50 pipe 100. But watch this. If I start without debugging, that's not what we get at all. We get 50 pipe 100 and that's it. Well, why is that? Well, the reason is because the query doesn't run here. Let's debug into it. If we look at the query, we're at a point in the code where the query supposedly is already run. According to some people's mindset, we should have 50 and 100 in our list, right? If it were to run like traditional SQL or various other things. But if we look at it, there's nothing there. Query is simply a placeholder for something we're going to do later. And so it's not until we iterate through it here that query has anything in it. So I'm going to step to the next point in this. And what's going to happen is we're going to go to the console.writeLine. Now if we look at query, we see that the current is 50. We don't have 50 and 100, but we have 50. We've iterated to 50. And that's what we're going to write. We're going to do it again. We look at query. We're going to see current. There's our two source numbers, 5 and 10. And the current is 100. So we're iterating through it. And now we're going to clear numbers. So numbers is now nothing. There's 0. If we look at query and we look at its source, we will see there's nothing there. There's no current, there's no nothing. We can go here and look, see there's nothing in its source. So this simply isn't going to do anything. Query, there's no source, it's going to exit the program, which it does. That right there is an example of deferred execution. It didn't run this query here until we iterated through it here, and then after we iterated through it, we went and cleared the source. And then when we went to iterate through it again, it said, hey, there's nothing in the source. End execution. Fair enough, right? Well, that's a problem for us, isn't it? Because think of a situation where you've got an intense computation or something like that in a query. You don't want to run that over and over and over again on a data binding or some kind of for each or something like that. You want to cache those results. You want to have access to those results. You only want to run that query once. So how do you do that? Well, you can go in here and tell the compiler to do it right now by calling the .toList. And that will, if I go in here and I debug, start without debugging, you'll see we get 50, pipe 100, pipe 50, pipe 100, exactly what we expect. And the reason is because if I debug into it, when we look at query now, there's 2 items in it, 50 and 100, because it executed exactly when it was supposed to, or when in our minds we thought it should have. So we have values. So that is the best example of deferred execution I can think of, and the simplest one I can think of. Be very, very careful when you're writing your LINQ statements. Don't get trapped in the trap. I could have put that better, but don't get trapped in the trap of deferred execution. If you need the results and they're complicated and you're going over the wire to hit a database, memory's cheap. I don't tell people to do inefficient programming, but at the same time, if it's LOV kind of stuff, if it's various things like that, or complex computational stuff, run the toList and do it once. Don't go back over and over again and iterate through it and run that query over and over again. You're going to kill the performance of your application. It's a horrible idea. So hopefully this little demo helped you. You're free to, I can't unfortunately post the source code on YouTube because I don't allow brackets anymore, which I find bizarre. But you can type this very quickly. Just take a quick screen or pause this video. I do ask that you please subscribe, support the channel. We certainly appreciate it. And if there's anything else we can continue to provide content on, shoot us a personal message. We'd love to get suggestions, and keep the comments coming. We've been getting a lot of comments and certainly appreciate them. That's where this LINQ series came from. We fielded many comments on LINQ questions. So we're going to keep the LINQ coming. We've gone back to basics on our learning C# with XAML and WPF in this instance. Video 2 of that is almost finished. It will be out tomorrow or the next day, as I put a self-imposed deadline on myself. And we've also got the series building a real-world entity framework, which you can see on a playlist on this channel, which is winding down. We've done video 13. There's only 2 videos left, and that is wrapped up. I think video 15 was recorded today, and be posting those over the next week as we do post production on those. So we certainly appreciate your time. We thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.